guys. So, why am I here today? I want to read a little bit of my new manuscript. This manuscript, I can't see myself now, by the way, so this is very disconcerting. This manuscript, I have been pushing it and pushing it and pushing it for a while now. I'm so nervous right now. I can't believe how nervous I am. I've been pushing it for a long time. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff started happening in the collective consciousness with this Weinstein garbage and all these other things. And so male-female relationships and male entitlement really seems to be in the public eye at the moment. It really seems to be in the forefront of global consciousness at the moment, or at least Western consciousness. And I have been writing about this. I've been talking about this since I was a small child. I remember when I was maybe 11 years old, I think I was in 5th grade, and my teacher said, "Oh, America's the best country in the world because anybody can become president." And I said, "Oh, even me and Tony Marbury," because I was a girl and Tony was black. And my teacher, a white man, said, "Everyone but you and Tony Marbury." So so ever since I was born, I have been kicking and screaming against this kind of nonsense, this kind of nonsensical division, this kind of nonsensical hierarchy that has been in place since, if men still had to go out and club, mammoths over the head with rocks to get dinner, that would be different. But everything has changed and we're all supposedly equal now. So I've been writing this book for about a year, and it's amazing how much flack that I've been getting. And a lot of it comes in the form of jokes. A lot of it comes in the form of aspersions, insults. I get called a cougar. I get called a predator, even by people that don't mean any harm by it. There's a lot of insinuations. There's a lot of assumptions, when really all I'm trying to do is say that women have got to be stronger, and we've got to take our place in this world, and we need to be able to state what we want and to be able to take what we want within reason and with consideration for others, just like supposedly men should be doing also. But as we all now see, men have been doing that without consideration, without any concern for whether or not the thing they want to take wants to be taken. I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. I don't think you guys have ever seen me like this. So, that's the thing. So I'm just going to read a little passage of my new book, which everyone loves so far, by the way. Even my publisher loves it. We don't have a deal yet, but I think we will. In the meantime, you can read the first approximately half of it on my Patreon page. Okay, so I'm just going to start somewhere, and I'm going to go until I start blushing, and then I can't read it anymore. All right, here we go. I'm just going to check your comments and make sure that you're all still there. Okay. All right. Hi, George. You're not in this chapter. Thank God. Phew. Okay, here we go. These boys, she didn't care what they thought. She walked around happy but hungry and found the one she'd been looking for all week. The handsome waiter that looked like a new and improved Tom Cruise. Danielle fed her delicious salmon crostini and took her number. She floated home on air, feeling stronger than she'd felt in weeks. She showered, got dressed again, cleaned her house, and waited. Once 1 a.m. came around, she was convinced he lost her number. She fell asleep waiting for the handsomest man in Rome to take her out on his scooter, missed the doorbell, the phone call, and her date. She woke at 5 a.m. to a message sent hours before. I'm here. Far from being upset that she fell asleep and missed her date completely, she was just happy she no longer felt like she was going to have a heart attack just because a boy looked at her. Little Rita had come a long way. If a pretty boy looked her way, Rita could only giggle and look down. Some would be cruel about it, others would be kind, but they were always above her. She was a less than girl, someone to be amused by, pitied, even in some cases reviled. She in turn resented boys. Those that got grades lower than her got more praise because they were boys. Her mother told her that her brother would go to college, that she would get married and have babies. That would be her job. She was a child prodigy, but that was beyond her mother's comprehension. So in her family, it was the boy that got the vote of confidence in his intellectual capabilities. And he went forth with that knowledge. like many do. It was not the fault of boys that they were raised this way. It was the responsibility of the parents. She didn't know if this was still going on, but many of the men she met, young men, tried to dominate her. They had a sense of entitlement she could never have. She was genderless in so many ways, and often gender blind. She didn't care about it. We were all spirits clothed in temporary flesh. The spirit is what mattered. There was a woman, at least she thought it was a woman. Artemisia guessed it was a trans who worked in a pub not far from her. She was very sexy, very attractive, precisely because Artemisia didn't know her gender. She had a strong, deep voice, this woman. She looked all woman but sounded all man. This was intriguing. Artemisia would date this person. Oops. Famous author Steve Silverman had once told her that she was a gay man trapped in an Asperger's body. He had no idea how right he was. She used to take Rasputin, make love to him, use him, and even abuse him a little until he crawled up the stairs exhausted, practically pleading for mercy. He loved that about her. Maybe the men she needed to be with needed to be a little bit gay. Her animus was too well balanced for macho types to feel comfortable. Instead, they felt competitive. Rule number 68. Women with androgynous sexuality may need men who are the same, who are slightly feminine. That would explain the compatibility with Braun, and also Rasputin, who, despite his outward denial, privately longed for a trans lover and allowed Artemisia to play that role with him. The next day, Daniele wrote again. He wanted to see her. He arrived wearing a ridiculous shirt with beer bottles on it and carrying enough pizza to feed a family of 12. I'm not going to read anymore because it gets very sexy and very racy, and I don't know where you've all gone. Okay, so I'm going to say goodbye for now, but I hope that you've enjoyed what I've said and what you've heard so far. The book is part philosophy, gender politics, ancient mythology, and modern sexuality. So enjoy it. Enjoy life, love each other, and don't be assholes. That's the best advice I can give. I always have to give advice. There's something seriously wrong with me. Okay, bye.